Another win means another interview. We have someone else from Liquid joining us this time. It's going to be Zai for the interview. Zai, congratulations on such a dominant performance so far in DPC. How are you personally feeling about it all?
Thank you. And yeah, no, it feels good. We're off to a good start. Obviously, had some roster switch ups, but it's working out well, and everything's just kind of flowing well. So yeah, happy.
The other switch up that we've heard about is you've been taking on the role for drafting. And so I want to know for you, how much effort has that been for you? Do you feel that extra pressure? And what was your focus when you kind of took on this role?
Well, it's definitely a bit different. I think you have some obviously you have some more responsibilities, and you feel like it's kind of not weighing on your shoulders, but you have to be on it. That you can't really be slacking. But I think it's been pretty natural for me so far. I think a lot of it is just stemming from what we did before, and Williams helping out, and then it's at the end of the day, it's just pick good heroes, don't pick bad heroes.
Just that easy.
It's just that, yeah.
Yeah, if only all the other teams could do that too. I mean,
kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was actually also going to ask about drafting, but we can go a little bit more into depth instead then. So in previous teams that you've played for, obviously the last iteration we heard that Matu was doing a little bit more of the drafting than you are now. Have you played in a team before where you've done this to any extent, or where you've maybe been like assistant drafter, or is this like your first time like really doing this at any point in your career?
I think apart from maybe my first few years playing like TF4 ED and like early secret days, apart from those few years in the beginning, I think I've always kind of been a part of it to some extent. Obviously, I haven't been the drafter, but I think I've been, or at least I'd like to think I've been part of the process and kind of helping out and kind of taking an interest in it. So I guess in that sense, it's a bit of a natural progression, but it's also just at the same time, it's a team effort. It's not like I'm calling all the shots. It's kind of just it's a very democratic process, and I think everyone's contributing. But someone has to click the buttons, and this season so far, it's me.
Congrats on the win. I think so far, Liquid, when you've been playing, you've had this perfect balance where heroes that need to find farm, get the lanes, and like you have this like synergy of just naturally making the moves. Is that something where you're having a good game, so you're kind of telling people, please take my lane, I'll go make the moves? Or is it more of a subconscious thing that is just happening naturally? Because after a couple games that I've been watching in replays, it just happens like in a split second. Like you've got the map locked down and farmed so quickly.
To be honest, I think it's probably related to us kind of meshing well and being comfortable as a group. We've been playing for a little over a year now, the four of us, and Nisha is just I think slotting in extremely well. So I think it's kind of just the team dynamic, I guess, and kind of getting to know each other as players throughout last season, and just helping each other out and being like accommodating to teammates. I think when stuff like that is happening in a team, I think you see stuff like that with farm sharing and actually being nice to people. It tends to happen.
Awesome. All right. Okay. More importantly, did some Zai analysis the other week. What's your opinion on the creation of this? Of course, it's been around for some time, but what's your opinion on the emote yourself?
I'm surprised it caught on so much, to be honest. I think it was Jabs' creation, and it was like by the time I think it was like Dolly, like one of the first AI arch kind of things. I think he did some variations on some emotes, and we added. I think I have 3 of them added in total. But obviously the green one caught on the most. So it's fun. I think I'm gonna have to do a stream soon to kind of refuel everyone's channel points, because I haven't streamed in a while and people might be running low. So it'll be a refuel stream in a while, I think.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Also, with Nisha joining the team, he is the most prolific Zai user. Is that something that he was in the contract, like he has to use it to join the team, or is he naturally just doing that of his own accord? Because again, he is just Zai all around the map, non-stop.
Yeah, no, that was in his contract. Otherwise, he wouldn't have joined.
Okay, well, that's actually incredible. Thank you. And also, please, can you tell him to place it on the tower next time? He rolls to mid lane, puts it in the river, but there are opportunities that he could put that nose on top of the tower and really just kind of get that into the viewer's face. So if you could help him improve his Zai, I think we'd all appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
I'll let him know, but knowing Nisha, he probably has some mid lane trick that spraying in a certain area probably gives him some sort of insight
That
into
is true.
something. I'm sure it's connected to that. So
Thank you.
but I'll tell him. I'll tell him.
Cheers, mate.
All right. I want to take a little history dive. I want to ask you about your opinion on your experience playing off lane over time. Like, if you look back at when you were on Secret, it felt like sometimes you were left alone a little bit more, whereas now maybe not. What is your opinion on like off lane and the changes and what you prefer playing?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely moved into, offlane. Offlane as a role is very much just like a third core. I think it's kind of a prerequisite these days to have a good lane, and sacking offlaners is not really a thing. Of course, naturally in a game, sometimes some people have more farm and some people have less farm, but I think you kind of always have to do well in your lane, and that's something that maybe playing off in early years, it was like a skill in itself to kind of just hustle through lanes and kind of just get by on low farm and low net worth and still find ways to have impact. And I think that aspect is kind of gone. I think that's much more plus four these days. So for me, I think it was a bit of a learning curve to kind of get accustomed to having farm, and feeding is no longer appropriate, and you kind of have to scale into the game as well as everyone else. But it's kind of fun when it goes well. When it goes poorly, it's not that fun. But I guess that's the case throughout the history of Dota.
So what would your opinion then be on like OG coming into this DPC and trying out tri lanes where they do just like sack DM? Do you think that's just the wrong way of playing then, or do you think there is like some potential there?
I mean, there's definitely just like strategic merit to do it on occasion. Like for example, OG they did a one game with Doom, who's notorious for kind of just creating gold out of nowhere. And I think the second game it was Timbersaw. But there was also some lane shenanigans and stuff like that. But there's always a place for tri-lanes. I think as a default, it's not really like the most meta right now. But there's a place. But I think you have to be careful and kind of have a good reason to do it, I would say.
Okay. Thank you very much, Zai.
Nothing else from the panel?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that was nice questions. Yeah.
Zai, what's your favorite song?
Ooh.
It's my favorite song.
Yeah, right now.
Ooh, the pressure.
Let me open my Spotify.
While you look that up, I have another question for you. It's about Zai J.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
No,
isn't.
it's not. We're not going to do that to you. Don't worry. Yeah.
I think, okay, there's one song called Freakalizer by Sudan Archives. It's very good.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Amazing information, especially about your favorite song at the moment. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations again on your performance.
Thank you.
I would like nothing more than to plant myself in the sunshine next to a cool